Hello and welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson will be on converting customary units of capacity. And one thing to note before we start is that this word capacity means how much a container can hold, and you might also hear that called volume. So capacity and volume mean the same thing, how much of something a container can hold. Remember, our essential question for this chapter is how can I use measurement conversions to solve real-world problems? So we want to keep this question in mind as we go throughout the lesson today. There are several different units when it comes to measuring capacity. The smallest unit that we have is the fluid ounce, and it's abbreviated FLOZ. And that stands for fluid ounce. Now the fluid ounce is different than the ounce when talking about weight. They are not the same, so make sure you don't get those confused. After the fluid ounce, we have the cup, that's just abbreviated C. Then after cup, we have pint, that is abbreviated PT. Then we have quart, that's abbreviated QT. And finally, we have the gallon, which is abbreviated GAL. So with capacity, there are 5 different units that we need to know. So we're going to look at those units. The fluid ounce is the smallest unit, and there are 8 ounces in 1 cup. So 8 ounces is the same as 1 cup. Then we have our cup, then we have our pint, and there are 2 cups in every pint. Then we have our quart, and there are 2 pints in a quart. And finally, we have our gallon, and there are 4 quarts and a gallon. We'll come and we'll look at that again. So we have the ounce, or the fluid ounce, the cup, the pint, the quart, and the gallon. So we're going to look at some of those conversions. So we have 8 fluid ounces in a cup, 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart, and 4 quarts in a gallon. Now, some of you might have seen some fun ways to remember this. So that's what we're going to look at first. We're going to look at our gallon, and we're kind of going to work at this backwards. So here's our 1 gallon, and we said that there were 4 quarts. So I'm going to draw 4 Q's. There are 4 quarts in my 1 gallon. Then in a quart, we have 2 pints. I'm going to draw 2 P's. In each, and I kind of ran out of room, just a little bit. And then in each pint, we have 2 cups. I'm going to put 2 C's in each pint. And I ran out of room, but if I were to keep doing this, inside every cup would be 8 ounces. So we're going to come back to this as we look at some example problems. All right, let's look at this example problem. It says Sandra tries to drink 9 cups of water each day. How many fluid ounces is in 9 cups? So if we go back to our conversion, we're looking at ounces and cups. And there are 8 ounces in 1 cup. So our problem says that we have 9 cups, and we need to find out how many ounces that is. So for every 1 cup, we have 8 ounces. And we have 9 cups. So we would have 8 ounces 9 times. 8 and 9. And to find out the total number of ounces, we would multiply 8 times 9, which is 72. So 9 cups is 72 ounces. Let's look at another problem. How many quarts are in 7 pints? So we want to know how many quarts are in 7 pints. So we're going to go back to our conversion table. We're looking at pints and quarts. We know that 2 pints is the same as 1 quart. So 2 pints is 1 quart. So we need to find out how many quarts would be in 7 pints. So 1 quart would be 2 pints. 2 quarts would be 4. 3 would be 6. And we know if we were to add another one, that would be 8. We only have 7, so that would be too many. So we have 1, 2, 3 quarts. So we have taken 2, 4, 6 pints and put them into quarts. So we need to find out what we have left over, which is 7 minus 6 is 1. Remember, our leftover always becomes our numerator, and the number that we have in 1 whole is our denominator. So 2 pints are in 1 whole quart. So that's our denominator, 1/2. So with 7 pints, we can make 3.5 quarts. All right, let's look at this one. 4 gallons equals blank cups. Now, if we look at our conversion, we know that 1 gallon is 4 quarts, but we don't know how many cups. So we're going to have to look at this backwards and see if we can figure out how many cups are in 4 gallons. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my gallons to quarts. 4 quarts is 1 gallon. So if 4 quarts is 1 gallon, and I have 4 gallons, I would need to find out how many quarts that would be. So 1 gallon is 4, and I have 4 of them. So I'm going to draw 4 gallons with 4 quarts in each gallon. So that's a total of 16 quarts. So I have 16 quarts now, and I need to see how many cups that is. I'm going to go back to my conversion. I know that 1 quart is 2 pints. So I have 16 quarts. 1 quart Let me switch my colors for you. 1 quart is 2 pints. I have 16. So I'm going to multiply 16 times 2, which is 32. So 32 pints is equal to 16 quarts. So now, instead of 16 quarts, I have 32 pints. I'm almost done. I go back to my conversion chart. 2 pints, no, 2 cups is 1 pint. I have 32 pints. I need to know how many cups that would be. 1 pint is 2 cups, and I have 32 pints, so I would need to multiply 32 times 2 to get 124. So 4 gallons is the same as 124 cups. If you get stuck while working today, go back and look at your conversion chart. It might help you to draw a picture of a gallon and put how many quarts, how many pints, how many cups, and if you have room, how many ounces are in each. I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson. Don't forget about your independent practice.